Thank you for watching. It's time for talk. Each evening at this time, Monday through Friday, Rosemary interviews local personalities and others who bring items of interest to this community. Time for Talk is a community betterment service designed to cooperate with our local community betterment program. Tonight, Rosemary takes us by means of portable camera out of our studios and maybe into your neighborhood. And now, it's time for talk.
For a long time, I've wondered about ancestry. Where did Grandma and Grandpa come from? Where did they live? And all of this thing. And I've been aware that at the Dunklin County Library, there is a group called the Genealogy Society or Committee or whatever. They meet once a month.
Okay.
And they are into research big time that you wouldn't even imagine could be done here in Dunklin County. Do you call this the genealogy room, Tony?
This is the genealogy department.
We're going to have to go on to the treasurer's report. To make a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
I move we accept the treasurer's report.
You'd be surprised. Don't look around. You're related to somebody in Dunklin County. And sometimes you don't realize you are, but it works around that you're really related to more people than you really realize. Homer's done probably the best thing is the cemeteries that he's done, where you can go in to find a grave and pull up that whole cemetery, because he and Barbara got out and really worked hard to do the cemeteries they did, and they did several.
We did part of a little bit of scenic. We did a little bit of McGrew.
A little bit of
one
Liberty.
big cemetery up at Camel there. That was when your family was in.
Landis?
Well, we did some of it, was it Evergreen a little bit there, the real old one there at Malden. We did them bits and pieces of, just somebody requested us to go take a photograph of it, and we did it. Now, Find a Grave is a website which is worldwide, and anybody can become a member. You don't have to go out and start taking photographs of it, but you can become a member. And the biggest thing is when you're a member, and you could have somebody that's a member that's doing photographs, in anywhere, and you find that they did one on your ancestors. You can request to get that transferred to you, because once you set these up, it's like copyright. They're yours.
They're yours to use.
Until somebody sends a request saying, that's my grandfather or great-grandfather or whatever, would you transfer it to me? And I transfer them. I mean, I have no, once I just do it because I want to get it in record, but then I'll transfer them to them, and what that does is they're able to take that website of their parents or their relatives, and they can do anything they want to with it. They can add material, they can add obituaries, pictures, anything they want to. Then it's theirs. But I think the last count,
106. 106 million.
Yeah, I don't know. I've taken about between 80 to 90,000 pictures, and that just tip of the iceberg. When you see some of the members out there, it just, man, they're up into hundreds of thousands. I don't know if they work at it full time or what they do, but well, they must do something, because. But what we did was Barb would, like Oak Ridge out here, we did it 100% in 2011. I think April's when we finished. But Barb would go down the row and write down the names, and then I would come along and take the pictures of the markers and everything. We've dug them up, cleaned them up, try to get them photographed, go back and do it again. But a lot of them's out there. People say, well, their relatives are buried out there, but evidently they wasn't a marker put down or something happened to it because there's not there. Because we did that thing, 100%. I want to add one thing about Find a Grave. When you're doing ancestry, you're researching. Do not rely on Find a Grave 100%. Because I find a lot of times the date on the marker will not match the death certificate, or some of the relatives saying, no, he didn't die then. Well, I'm sorry, whoever put the marker out there and give that information, that's the date. And Find a Grave, you don't change what's on the marker. If the marker say 1925, February, or whatever it is, you put that information in Find a Grave like that. You can't put one birthday and then the marker say something else. You just don't do that in Find a Grave. And the other thing is really, when you do Find a Grave, or even people that buys markers and put them out in the cemetery, if you're not dead, don't put anything on the marker. Don't put your birthday there. That's identity theft. You can walk out there and write down more stuff to steal your stuff because you done put your birthday there. But we would take and tape over the date when I photographed the marker.
Oh, really?
If the person wasn't dead, I would tape over that date and then take a marker of the whole marker there.
We came across one marker in a county cemetery here in which on the back they had listed each of their children and their birth dates. Anybody who is wanting to steal your ID, all they've got to do is go out there and get that information, and they can do a world of damage to you.
Well, that's as bad as the Social Security death certificates. They have your Social Security number. I think this, from what I understand, supposedly this next year, they're going to stop putting Social Security numbers on the net.
Is there any other things that we need to discuss?
A day that we held open. If people are interested, they can come and we'll help them get started. And it's pretty good. We've had several responses. None of them are here today, but at least we are helping some.
The younger people, it's hard for them to meet with us during the day. Most of them are working or out. And, it's been an experience. It's an experience to watch how fast that they catch on. You can show them that machine right there, and the next thing you know, they're not printing anything, they're emailing all this information to themselves. Yeah. And that's a facet of that machine, that you can email any articles to your home or your own email address, and shoot, all you got to do is print it when you get home, so which makes it a less expensive thing to do.
Have we bought any books?
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, we still acquire books. People donate books to us. Some of the books that we've had donated to us, I'd be afraid to put them out. So we just really, if we've got a copy of it, we normally don't put those out. But if a family comes in that's interested in the books that the Bibles that we have, they're kept upstairs and we can pull them out.
And in this first, in the first example that I'm going through, it has to do with finding people, and the gentleman who wrote this article referred to it as the echo effect. In this case, they were researching Constance Jones. They found in the birth records the name where Constance had been born to John and Constance Jones. But they could not find anything further. It just looked like single child, single parents. They couldn't find a marriage record, Bible records, church records, nothing. So they go back and they look at the birth records and other records. They find, in this instance, where there has been an Alice, daughter of John and Alice Jones, born March 1773. Barbara, born to the same parents in April of 1775. 2 years difference, sequence of as children were being born in most instances. You will find a gap sometimes because of stillbirth or the death of a child or whatever. The third child is Constance, born to John and Constance, 17 May 1777, which is the date of birth that they had for Constance. This all went along with that particular record. They come down with Deliverance, born to John and Alice, Elizabeth, and Faith, all of these averaging around 2 years apart. So what you do is look at this and think about the place they were born, the time period, and all of that. What actually probably happened is that whoever was recording the birth of Constance echoed the Constance name or the mother's name. So in other words, when they were filling out these birth records, they had Constance on their mind, so when they wrote down the parents, they put down John and Constance rather than John and Alice.
Let's get some names on this committee and how long they've been on.
Glenda Rollman, Rollman, and I'm a newbie. I've only been on about 3 months, and it's a wonderful place to be.
You've only been on 3 months. And what started your interest in this?
Well, I'm from, my family's from Campbell, Missouri, but I live in Butler County, and I belong to the Butler County organization, but I wanted to join this one because my family's from Dunklin County.
All right.
It's Homer Swain and Barbara Swain, and I guess, what, about 10 years?
I have no idea.
Who started, you or Barbara?
I
Barbara
think both of
started.
us, yeah, she
Oh,
started.
are you at the same time? You started at the same time?
Pretty well.
Well, maybe so, but I think I attended meetings for probably about a year before he started coming.
And would you say your area of expertise is cemeteries?
No, not really. I mean, that's part of it and everything, but we probably researched
You're
about
just good at lots of things?
anything you want.
Yeah, he'll do the cemeteries and I'll help him, but usually I'm the one who digs in to the different websites, and when we...
Like dog pile?
Yeah, like dog pile. But
She digs into, okay.
We have to go so many places, you know, from Virginia and South Carolina and even out west, so we go and do a lot of ours.
All right, what about you? You've talked all through this meeting, I've noticed.
I'm Darrell Van Osdal, and I've been a member here for about 6 months now.
Oh, so you're a newbie too, almost.
Right, I'm looking up histories on my family and my wife's family.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're just doing family research.
Right,
But you'll be hooked.
I know it.
Okay, all right.
I'm Jane Rogers, and I guess I was at the beginning of, I think, 1985.
Were you the only one in this room that was
Yeah.
here at the beginning?
Yes.
Were you instrumental in saying, let's
No,
start
I
this?
tell you, really, do you remember Jeanette Hunter worked at the library? She sort of got us organized and started, and we went on from there, and it's very
How long ago was that, did you say?
1985.
85. Okay, and chairing this committee is?
Glenda Ford, and I guess I've been here about
25
years or something
Really?
like that.
Okay.
Yes, they said they needed a president, so
And you were
I am.
gullible. Okay.
I was gullible.
All right, good. So, and you've, what area do you like to dig into more than any?
Oh, all of it.
Oh, well, all right.
All of it.
That's a good way to say it.
It's a
That's-
surprise and never package it.
Okay, good. And the last member of this committee is?
My name is Tony Bird, and I've been on for probably about 10 years.
Okay, and what started your interest in it?
Well, my aunt was real big in genealogy. I got all of her collection. Well, when I got her collection, then I had to do my side of the family. And,
Okay, all right. So if you watch this and you're interested in genealogy and you'd like to know who your grandma and grandpa was, and even farther back than that, you meet once a month,
Once a month.
but you're not meeting in December, so look for January.